suede-like boots.
Yeah.
Do they have any buckles on? It's fine.
No. Zip.
They've got a zip on. How wonderful. And as you're looking down, tell me, what else are you wearing? What can you see or you can sense? Just have a knowing.
Pair of jeans.
You've got jeans on? Tell me more.
It's snowing. Heavy.
Are you inside or are you outside?
I was inside, now I'm outside.
You're outside. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to let you know that in this very special place where you are now, we can manifest anything that we want, and I want to manifest a spiritual mirror to come before you now. And when I give the command, I want that spiritual mirror to stand in front of you so that you'll be able to describe to me exactly what you look like. So when you're ready, I'm going to count down from 3 to 1. 3. I'm calling on that spiritual mirror now to come down before you. 2. I'm placing it in front of you now. And 1. Look up into that mirror, and the more you hear my voice, the more you breathe, you're going to be able to see your reflection so clearly and crisp. You're going to be able to relate to me exactly what you look like. So describe to me what you see there. You're in brown suede boots and jeans. What else are you wearing?
A yellow t-shirt, top.
And as you look at yourself,
Blue jacket, red hair.
Red hair. And do you have anything on your head?
No.
And looking at yourself there, do you see that you're male or female?
Female.
You're female. And as you're looking at yourself as a female, do you know how old you are? You'll just have a knowing. I'm going to tap you on the forehead, and when I tap you on the forehead, you're going to see those numbers come to mind.
17.
You're 17. So if you're 17 years old, you'll know what people call you in that life.
Lorraine.
Lorraine. Good evening, Lorraine. Thank you for coming forward and working with me today. Lorraine, what we want to do is we want to go on this journey with you today. Can you tell me, Lorraine, what country that you're in?
England.
You're in England. And do you know whereabouts in England you are?
On the hills above Halifax. In Yorkshire.
Halifax. And do you know what year it is there, Lorraine?
I'm not good at maths at this time.
I'm going to...
70, late 70s.
1970s?
Late 70s, late 1970s.
Late 1970s. How wonderful. And as you see yourself there at the top of these hills, are you there alone, Lorraine?
No.
Who's with you there?
An ex-boyfriend.
And what are you doing up there?
I used to make him drive around in the dark looking for extraterrestrials.
So why is it that you look for extraterrestrials?
Because I've always been visited from being very young.
So what makes you think that you have a connection with extraterrestrials? What is so special about you?
I don't know. I've seen many different crafts. They seem to want to be with me, they like me, they contact me, they know I understand them because I know that they're real.
So describe one of these experiences that you had with the extraterrestrials.
You've sent me back. I'm with that night. My boyfriend got out of the car to go to the toilet. It was snowing really, really heavily. It was like about 4 or 5 inch on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
We'd pulled into a little lay-by right up on the tops near a farmhouse. And he seemed to have been gone a long time. And he got back into the car, which seemed to take ages, and as I looked out of the window, I saw a creature, a being.
What colour was this creature?
Grey, a very pale, like elephant skin. That's the only way I can describe elephant skin.
Mm-hmm.
He had his hands placed on the windows. He was very thin.
How many fingers did he have?
He had 4 very long fingers and a thumb which was the same size as his fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And his nails were yellow and black, yellow, and then they were really long and pointed, and the end bits were sort of going nearly black, like charcoal grey.
No, well, now that we're connecting in the spirit realm, do I have permission to be able to speak with this
Yes.
alien?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
So as I continue to talk to you, what I want to do now is I want to draw the essence of that alien forward, and as I continue to talk, I want him to get closer and closer and closer, and in a moment I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1 I would like him to use your voice, and I would like him to speak to me now. So when you're ready, 3, calling on the energy of this alien now to come forward and allow his presence to be heard and seen. 2, connecting with your body, mind and soul so that you can use your voice now, and 1, tap you on the forehead. Good evening, alien. What can I call you today? Do you have a particular name?
My name is Algic.
Algic? Algic, can you tell me why you're with my client today?
She is my mother, birth mother.
So Algic, describe to me, where do you come from? Where do you live? On a different planet, or in an energy? Explain to me. We don't understand here.
Your human life is important to us. We were once a dying race and we needed to be reborn.
Mm-hmm.
We took specimens of clean bloodlines to promote new birth, new energy and a lighter species. You call them hybrids. We are one and the same. We've always been one and the same.
So tell me, are there many of you here on Earth now?
Many, in different forms.
And what is the purpose of you connecting your energy with us and combining your souls?
We are better as one, not alone.
So Elgic, whereabouts do you come from? You say you come from a different planet. Is it a planet that we know? Or is it from somewhere beyond what we know?
We reside in Mercury sometimes. As you on planet Earth have many different races and dialects and people from different countries, we have the same. You call yourself humans.
So what do you call yourself then? You tell me that you're grey.
That's your term. We're intrepid.
Intrepid. You're intrepid aliens. What's the purpose of you being around? What is it that you do? What's the purpose of us connecting all together?
The energy of the universe. We cannot stand still. We all need to move and evolve. Your timeline is going to be affected at this moment in time on your Earth. You will see in the near future how the timeline of the Earth is going in a totally different direction to something you have never known before.
Is this a planned direction, or is this something as a result of?
It's a planned diversion with a direction in mind, but not necessarily good for your planet. We can help. We have been helping. We have visited many females and males and brought their specimens and used them to create a finer, brighter, lighter, happier race.
Can you tell me, Elgic, what is it that we need help for?
You are so ignorant. The human race has an arrogance. If you do not change this arrogance and ignorance, you are going down the wrong path. We do not want you to do this, but we cannot affect your free will. All beings have free will. We need you to stop.
What is it that you need us to stop, Elgic?
Fighting.
So we need to stop fighting?
War.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea how beautiful your planet is.
And tell me, you say that you are the son of my client here today. Does that mean eggs were taken from her?
Originally, yes.
So does that mean that she has more family?
Yes.
How many more family?
Many, 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 many. Some look like her. Some look like me. And some are a blend.
Mm-hmm.
We all have different jobs. I have many.
So what's your job then, Algic? What's your job?
To monitor. I've been lucky. I was able to come back. I was able to meet. My bloodline has been lucky. I asked to come back to meet, and I was granted permission.
Who gave you that permission, Algic?
Our elders. Tall, grey. You call them grey. We call them elders.
Mm-hmm. And where do these elders live?
On a planet past the sun, way far out into the distance.
So how do you communicate with these then, Algic?
Telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
And we can traverse vast distances very quickly. There are many of us on many ships.
Ships? Describe these ships to me. What do they look like?
Some are long and house 3,000 at a time personnel. Others are round and carry only a few, because these are the scout ships which travel from one mother ship to another mother ship.
So what's the purpose of these ships then? What are they scouting for?
Other extraterrestrials, other aliens. There is a difficult time coming.
So where do these other aliens live?
All over many planets. They are vast throughout the solar system.
Mm-hmm.
We have bases all over the place. There is a lot of talk about the moon and Mars. We span further out. We have places everywhere.
I see. So can you tell me, Algic, about the blues? Because you woke up one night and she saw the blues at the bottom of her bed. They were about 3.5 foot tall and they were all talking. I want you to go to that timeline. So see yourself there now, drifting and floating back in time to the time where she was in bed, woken up with the aliens talking to her. Be there now. What was going on there?
We had her best interests at heart.
I see.
She was born from us. She has a spirit. An old and old and old spirit. We connect with her because she understands. She's definitely feisty. She told us off.
So what were you doing at the bottom of her bed then? You weren't just talking, were you?
We had taken her. We'd done some tests.
What kind of tests? Describe those to me so that we can understand.
She will tell you herself. At times she's woken up and she's had 2 marks on her back. And she said to many people, I've been plugged in. We take her, we make sure she's healthy, check her DNA, make sure she's okay.
So what's the purpose of you doing that?
There's many of you on Earth. Many, many, many. You are in a massive hybrid program. There is a unification coming of many ET races because we all have a similar DNA. We have all been spawned from a very, very ancient race in the universe.
So
You
what's
think
the
of
name
yourselves
that
as
race?
separate. You are not separate.
What's the name of that race?
The Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki. Can you tell me about the first sighting that she had with her family? Who were they that she saw? And what is it that they did on that night? Just see yourself there, drifting and floating back in time. Be there now. What was going
I was
on?
taken. One by one, we were all taken.
Who's one by one? Who?
Me, my brother first. Me, my younger brother, my brother Matthew, and my mother.
And what were you taken for?
To say hello.
To say hello to your family?
Our extraterrestrial family.
So what is the purpose of you being on Earth now, rather than with your family up in the planets?
I have a job to do.
Describe that job to me so that we can understand here on Earth.
Unification. We need to be as one. It will lead to a healthier life for all of us. A life which will bring more abundance, not as in abundance as in money, but or love or food, but as in abundance of everything that we can share. It's time. It's time. It's been time for a long time, but certain powers have held things back.
Describe those powers to me so that we've got full clarification of what you're talking about here.
Some don't want us to do this.
Are
Some
they
do.
aware of the alien connections that we have? Are our governments aware?
Yes, without doubt. Categorically, without doubt.
Are they in denial?
Pardon?
Are they in denial?
They're not in denial. They're in ignorance because they won't let it out, but it is going to be let out.
How is this information going to express itself?
Because there are many of us across the planet who have had these experiences. The more that come forward, the quicker it can happen.
So can you tell me, are there many hybrids on
Yes.
Earth now?
Yes,
Am I a hybrid?
I think you are.
Thank you. I'd like to ask you a question about the Palladians. Every time she has a connection with the Palladians, she has these flashing lights that come to her.
Oh, we love her.
Who's we? Is that the Palladians?
Yes, we love her.
Describe to me what the Palladians look like.
We are paler than the blues, with silver grey hair, fine features.
Yeah?
We do like to wear blue. She understands. She knows people, your humans, who are Pleiadians, they don't know it themselves. But she recognises because she knows us.
So why are we all gathering on Earth at this particular time then?
You have to go back to go forward. You cannot know what you are doing until you have relearned the teachings of the past. You've forgotten what you've learned. You need to know how bad it was for you to be able to get better, to move forward. Massive shift. You know this. There is a time coming very soon. The abyss will open. Some will fall through, never to be, how can I put it? It's like they'll fall into a very dark place and they will have to start to learn all over again. This is an evolvement. Others will rise up. Others who understand, who seek, will find, and they will find that we can all work together in a brighter, happier, lighter way.
So
we need each other.
Are we going to be able to see these aliens that you speak of?
Yes. You will be walking down the road and we will all be together.
So do they have a different vibration than us? How are we going to connect with their energy?
They will have to bring their vibration down to ours as we move our vibration up to theirs.
Can I ask, am I still speaking to Elgic?
No.
I'm speaking to the Pleiadians?
You are talking to a Pleiadian.
Pleiadian, what is your name? What can I call you?
Jum.
Jum. Jum, can I ask you about COVID-19? Because we're all troubled throughout the world with COVID-19. Can you explain to me what's going on there? Was this something that was planned, or was this something? Describe to me and explain to me how this was planned.
This was planned a long, long time ago.
So was it let out, or was it?
It was let out.
It was let out. Who let that out?
Biomanufacturing.
Biomanufacturing?
Fiddled. I've spoke about DNA already. They've taken DNA from different species, including the human genome, and tried to fix it. They didn't fix it. They made it go wrong.
So what's that got to do with COVID-19 then? I thought that was a flu virus or something.
It is a flu virus, but viruses can be manufactured the same as everything else. It is a manufactured, bio-engineered virus.
Was this a deliberate act?
Yes.
Who gains from this act?
We are coming to save you.
How many of
there are going to be a lot of races. Start off slowly to begin with and then build up. The COVID-19, much to your lady's shock, was actually put on the earth as a crop circle in Wiltshire.
A crop circle in Wiltshire?
The website of Crop Circle Connector 2020, May. She was shocked when she saw it because she already knew.
So
she's known for years and years and years, and that's another reason why we visited her. We need spokespeople on earth. There are many, many spokespeople on earth. Some are in the highlight, some are not. It makes no difference. Whether you're on the bottom scale or the top scale, this information needs to be put out. The governments are going to take away all your rights. They are going to take away all your livelihoods. You are going to have to fight for your lives. That's why we will come to help you.
Tell me about this crop circle in Wiltshire then. So what did they do? How did they bring it down, and what was achieved by it?
Electromagnetics.
Ah.
We plant lots of messages. If you have the eyes and the heart to see them, people think they're here with their ears. They don't. They're here with their heart.
So as I'm speaking to a Palladian now, Palladian, can I ask you, do you have a message for people on Earth?
Live and be happy. That happiness brings the energies down from the universe. Your lady knows of a man called, an energy called Tom, who used to be part of the 9. Tom,
What's part of the 9?
the balance of the universe. As darkness feeds off darkness, light feeds off light, hate feeds off hate, love feeds off love. The Council of 9, which has now become 5, feeds off the love of all the planets. All intergalactic species love each other in one way, shape or form, as do some hate each other in one way, shape or form. The more hate you put out, the more hate there will be. The more love you put out, the more love there will be. The council fed on love. All species feed on love.
Can I ask you, Palladian, do you have a name? Are you a higher council member, or are you just an average Palladian?
I am a higher council member who, with permission from the people we speak to on your planet, we cannot, the same as you, no insult, give responsibility to a cleaner on the street, as your queen does not give responsibility to anybody lower than her. So therefore I am a higher, but we have high and then we have groups, and those groups help, and then the information is passed back to us, and we work with the information with the help of our person on Earth, which is your lady.
Thank you very much for that information. I'll be sure to pass it on. Can I ask you about crystals? What relevance do they have in our lives? That some people believe in them, some don't. I just wanted to get it from the horse's mouth.
You are crystal. You are all made of elements and minerals, bound together with vibration. What makes you think you are any different to a crystal? They are just energy in form, as humans are energy in form. Everything is energy in a form, bound together, the higher vibration.
Can I ask you, Palladian, who's actually working with my client at this very moment? What's going on there?
I am.
So you're working with her. So what's your role at the moment to be working with her?
Guide, helping her to understand why we took her in the first place. She doesn't think she's special. She is. She has the guts and the wherewithal to talk about her experiences, which make us feel blessed to have her. She's always believed. We took her when she was 3.
When she was 3 years old. And what did you do to her when she was 3 years old?
Introduce her to her brothers and sisters.
And these brothers and sisters, were they aliens?
Hybrids.
So they were
We have many
hybrids.
generations of hybrids.
So tell me, what is the purpose of her being on planet Earth at the moment? I know that she works holistically. I know she does her events. But what is the purpose of her being here?
To bring forward, like the rain falls on the floor in drops, we have many raindrops like her, who bring people together for the higher purpose.
Oh, right. So she's a communicator.
Yes.
Can I ask you while you're here, Palladian, what is my role in all of this, as she's chosen me to be able to bring this message?
Because you understand. You are part of the cycle, you are part of it. You cannot be apart from it. Why would she choose anyone else when she can choose you?
Is this my
How
role?
do you know that we haven't made this happen?
Well, I don't really, do I?
You do now.
So what you're saying is that this is the direction that you wanted her to go in, and you chose me to be able to bring the message forward?
Yes, because you work together very well.
Have we worked together in past lives?
Yes.
I want you to describe one of those lives to me, so as I continue to talk to you, I want you to follow that timeline, and I want you to go drifting and floating, going deeper and deeper to another time and another place, just drifting and floating to another time when we work together. So I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1 we'll be there. So when you're ready, 3, drifting and floating through time to another time and place when we work together. 2 and 1. Be there now. Describe to me where you are.
On an island.
An island? Is this a warm or a cold
It's
island?
a very warm island.
And what are we doing?
We are sat at the bottom of a big pyramid.
Sat at a pyramid? And what are we doing there at this pyramid?
Making headdresses.
So are we male or female?
Female.
And what was our purpose of our life in that time?
We were princesses in court.
Princesses in court. I think it's the only time I'll be a princess. How wonderful. And how did we turn out in that life? What did we achieve?
We had to stay in the court, and we had to, how can I say it? Not serve in a derogatory way, but serve in a higher way to those above us and those below. We were guides and helpers to those less fortunate than ourselves, and to also be there for those who were more fortunate than ourselves.
Thank you for that message. Can I ask you now, do I have permission to speak to Lorraine's inner self?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So as I ask Lorraine now to take a nice deep breath in, and as she takes a nice deep breath in, I want you, Lorraine, to step with your soul energy to one side to allow your inner self to connect with your circulation and your voice. And the more I talk, the more you're connecting and you're knitting with that sensation and getting yourself embedded in. Very good, very good. And I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1, I want to talk to your inner self. So when you're ready, 3, drawing your inner self closer now, 2, connecting with that throat area, and 1. Good evening, inner self.
Evening.
Inner self, can you tell me, are you male or female, or no gender?
Female.
You're female. If you're female, do you have a name?
Adama.
Adama? Adama, how long have you been working with my client? Is it just this life or many lives?
Many.
Many lives. So what is it that you're working with, Adama?
Her constant evolvement of her spirit and her life.
And how is she doing?
Very well.
Very good.
She sees the top of the scale and the bottom of the scale.
So she's very well grounded?
Yes.
So, Adama, do I have permission to do a body scan with you today, as you know your
Yes.
client very well? Thank you very much. Adama, what I want you to do is I want you to start at the top of the head here, and what I want you to do with your x-ray vision is I want you to go inside the head there, go through the scalp, all down the forehead and the cheeks, all around those bones and the jaw area, around the neck area. Very good. Roll that scan over the shoulders there, down the arms, and then up again. Around that throat area once more. Now I want you to go down to the torso now, and then make your way to the heart area. Wow. Make your way to the heart area, very good. Adama, now I want you to make your way down to the tummy area. Go in and around that tummy area. Oh, and I want you to go to the left hip, swing over to the right hip. And then I want you to go down the thighs. Very good. Just allow that energy to go scanning down the thighs and the knees and the shins. All the way down to the ankles. Over to the feet, all the way to the toes. And then let's scan all the way up. So from the toes, let's go up through the knees and the hips, around the tummy area, up to the heart and the shoulders, and to the top. So Adama, tell me, is there anything in that body that we can work on today? Any negative energy that we can work on, or attachments, entities? Where did you feel that energy shift?
Neck. She's always suffered with the neck area, throat area.
So tell me, is it the front of the neck, the back, the left or the right?
Front, back.
Okay.
Left and right.
Do I have permission to work with my client today?
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to put my hands on the front of your neck, and I'm going to put them on the back of your neck, and I'm going to connect my energy with that. And as all energy is consciousness, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring that energy towards the throat so that you can have a voice today and energy. You can tell me what you're doing there. So when you're ready, I'm going to bring you up to the throat. Energy, talk to me. What are you doing there in the throat area?
Creating a boundary.
Creating a boundary. Tell me, are you energy or have you got a name?
No. But her stress sits. This is where she holds all her stress.
in her throat.
She doesn't feel she has the right to speak out.
Where does she get that fear from? Is that a fear in this life, or is it a fear from a past life?
Childhood.
A childhood.
And past life.
And a childhood and past life. So what I want you to do, Adalma, is I want you to take me to that past life memory when she was in a position where she couldn't express herself. So let's just go now as I tap you on the forehead. Down, deeper and deeper. Just follow that thread and that timeline to that past life, that memory of long, long ago, drifting and floating down through that timeline. And I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1, you're going to be at that past life memory. So here we go. 3, travelling down across that timeline, going deeper, drifting through time and space. 2, getting closer and closer to that memory. 1, be there now. Tell me, are you male or female in that life?
Female.
You're female. How old are you there? You just have a knowing.
About 30.
You're 30?
Ish. 30.
And tell me, totally free from any pain, fear or emotion, if you're 30 years old, you'll know what your name is. What do people call you in that life?
Barbara.
Barbara. Good evening, Barbara. Thank you for coming and joining us today on our little journey here into past life memories. Barbara, tell me, what is the purpose and what is the reason why you can't express yourself in that life? Tell me what was going on in that life.
I was hung.
You were hung? Barbara, tell me why you were hung.
Because I had gifts.
So what country was this?
America.
America. Were you black? Were you white?
White.
You were white. What kind of gifts did you have, Barbara?
I knew things.
What kind of things did you know?
I knew what people were thinking. I knew what they were going to do.
So you were telepathic?
I could heal the sick.
So who was it that hung you?
Men. They took my children.
How many children did you have?
Girl. 2 girls.
What did they do with your children, Barbara?
They took them away from me. I was left hanging on the tree. The men were smoking cigarettes and laughing.
So what year was this then? The men were smoking cigarettes?
1740.
So Barbara, you say that you were in America in 1740, and I just want you to lift yourself out from that scene now and lift yourself up into the sky, out into the universe, so that you can see the map of America. Are you on the north, south, east or west? What's the name?
South.
What's the name of the town?
West. Dickinstown.
Dickinstown. I'll be sure to look that up after we finish this. So Barbara, why didn't you go to Spirit when you had the chance? Why are you still left lingering in my client here? What symptoms do you cause her, Barbara?
I couldn't speak then. I did go to the light. But she's brought this. We've come back because she's brought this with her again in this life. She has a lot of lives which need to be healed.
Well, if there's a lot of lies, we can't do them all today. But Barbara,
This life, She couldn't speak. She wasn't allowed to have a say of anything. And they accused her so much and she could not speak up. They killed her. They killed me.
Does she need to carry that on in this life,
No.
though, Barbara? So, Barbara, where does she hold this fear? Where does she hold this memory in her body?
In the throat.
In the throat. Is it the front of the throat?
Front.
Yeah. So I'm going to put my hand on your throat area here. And I'm going to call on Archangel Michael and his team to come with me now. And as I put my hand on your throat area, knowing that my hand is like a magnet and it's going to draw all that negative energy out of the body. Barbara, it's time for you to go home. Are you ready to go home?
Yes.
Barbara, go in there and start pulling all the cords of that memory out, because it doesn't serve my client. Very good. Very good. Nice and steady. Slow and steady. Just bring it out. Just keep drawing all those memories out. Bringing them into my hand. Very good. Very good. You won't be sick at all. You're just going to bring all those memories into my hand. And I'm going to tap you on the forehead and take that pain away from you. Barbara, just bring everything. Very good. Just bring it into my hand. I'm going to call on Archangel Michael now to go into that throat area and illuminate that area. Barbara, go back in and see if you've left any luggage in there. Bring it all up. Thank you. And I want you to tell me when I've got it into my hand. That's right. That's right. It's been there a long time and it needs to come out. It's time for you to go home. Have I got all your energy now, Margaret? Is it all in my hand? Thank you very much. Well, I'm going to take that away from you now. Wow, that's heavy. I'm going to offer that up to Spirit, and may the light of the universe always accompany it. Adama, what can I put in the throat to heal this area? We don't want anything going back in there. Do we have a word or a colour?
A diamond light. Diamond.
A diamond light. So as I place my hand
shimmering
here,
and bright and reflecting.
as I place my hand here at the throat area, I'm going to call on Goddess Isis now to come down. I'm going to call on her to come down with her basket of love and light, and inside that basket of love and light, she's got the purest diamond of source. She's delivering here today. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to call on her to press that diamond light within this throat area. And as it activates this throat area, it's going to expand and get enhanced, get brighter and brighter. And it's going to be so bright that it's going to seal all those roots. It's going to heal them and seal them, so nothing can penetrate there before. And I'm going to tap you on the forehead and seal that in. Wow, that was a lot of energy. Adama, can I ask you, is there anything else in the body that we can heal today now that we've done the throat area?
The hip from the past life with the oryx that you know about.
Past life with the oryx. Is that the left or the right?
Left.
Okay. Is it the top or the bottom?
Hip.
So I'm going to connect with this hip area here now, and I'm going to wait for that energy to connect with me. And the more I talk, the more that energy will connect with me. And I'm going to ask that that pain stays with the memory and not with me. And I'm going to bring this memory up to the throat so it has a voice today, so it can express itself and relieve itself. So when you're ready, I'm going to bring this energy up to the throat. Energy, talk to me. What are you doing there in the throat area?
It was never resolved.
What was never resolved?
The pain, the excruciating pain. The fact that these people left this poor animal to die in such excruciating pain.
So can we heal that today?
I hope so.
So are you a memory?
I'm a memory of that life and this life.
A memory of that life and this life?
Yes.
So
it hasn't been resolved. It was never dealt with. It was never brought to light. It was just intense pain.
do we have permission today to relieve my
Yes.
client from that pain? Thank you.
Yes.
So as I connect with that pain now, and the more I talk, the more I connect with that pain, and that pain can stay in my hand no further from my elbow, can go no further. Just bring and draw that pain into my hand. I'm going to call on Archangel Michael here to help me, and Archangel Raphael to come forward now. And the more I talk, the more I draw this energy into my hand. And I want you to tell me when I've got all the energy of that memory into my hand so that I can pass it on to Archangel Michael. How are we doing?
You're drawing the energy up from the foot.
What's in the foot? Is it a root that's gone down to the foot?
Yes, it's a root.
Okay, so I'm going to put my hand on your knee now, and the heat from the hand on my knee is going to draw all that energy down that's down in that foot, and it's slowly going to start to pull the cords of those memories, to shrink them, to come further and further and closer to me. Very good. Coming up your shin, and now as they connect with your knee, they're going higher and higher and higher, connecting towards your hip now, until I've got everything in my hand. And tell me, have I got everything now?
Yes, you're getting it, yes. It's got a...
I'm going to offer that up to the universe, and may the light of the universe always accompany it. Adama, what can I replace in this hip? Do we have a colour or a word?
Blue.
Blue.
And sapphire.
I'm calling on the angels now to come down and work with me, and I want them to bring the colour A blue down, and I'd like them to bring the Ascended Master Almora down now, and as they use my hand as a connection, I want them to pour the colour blue from my shoulder as it trickles all the way down my arm and starts pouring in that energy liquid blue into the hip. And as this blue energy fills the hip, I want you to see it now going into all the roots and the fibres, every cell, every muscle of your hip. I want it to be travelling down the leg, past the knee, and all the way down to the toe. And see this colour blue sealing and healing all the damage and trauma. And the more you need, the more you shall have. And now I'm going to tap you on the forehead and seal that in. That was a lot. Adama, is there anything else in the body, or are we done today?
I think we're done today.
I know that I can sense that there's an awful lot more trauma in this body, and I know that I can't do everything all in one go. As a doctor, can't do everything all in one go. Not that I'm a doctor, it's just that it's the way it is. So when would you like me to come back and revisit?
When she's got over the next few months, give her time to adjust.
The next few months. So are you saying December?
Yeah.
December. Adama, and we're coming close to the end of the session now. Have I covered everything? Is there something that I should have said or ought to have said?
You've helped her deal with issues that have been brought to light before but never dealt with. Now they're dealt with. I thank you for your help.
Thank you kindly. Adelma, do we have a message for me or for anybody else that's listening to us today? Because we're recording this session.
Believe in your gifts and your abilities and your talents. You are needed more than you realise. Thank you for doing this work, because this is what it's all about.
Okay, Adelma, thank you very much for working with me today, but now we've come to the close of our session. So I want to ask you, Adelma, to take a nice deep breath in, and I want you to step back away from this body. Lorraine, I want you to come back into your body now, and I want you to feel that you're settling into your circulation. Very good. Take a few nice, calm, deep breaths, respecting your journey, knowing that you've had a wonderful, amazing experience. Very good. And you're going to remember everything that you need to remember and disregard the rest. So when you're ready, and only when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the room.
Hello.
Wow. That was amazing because...
You snore a lot.
Was that?
No.
Oh.
Well, you visited Elgic, you visited the Blues, you visited the Palladians. Palladians.
Yeah.
Well, everybody says
Americans
it differently.
You were alive at the time.
Well,
But that was
the
Palladians.
Americans say Palladians. That's what most people know them as. And you've gone on a hell of a journey. You explained to us about the hybrids. You explained to us about your family up there. And Elgic is actually one of your sons that was privileged to come down to work with you. You also explained about the DNA and the different species. You explained about the crop circling Wiltshire.
Yeah. Oh, dear me.
So tell me, how did you feel that it went tonight?
I feel as though there's something's going to come back.
Yeah.
That I don't remember what I've said.
There's always, I mean, what we condense in an hour and a half, 2 hours that we're doing.
Yeah.
You might say, I'm wearing red shoes, blah, 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 or just red shoes. As you're walking down the street to get in your car, you might see an image of a buckle or some laces, and you'll just flower it up, because all of a sudden all that information will come to play. So do you feel that it's helped you sort of fill the jigsaw puzzle in and where you are?
Yeah. Because I know that when the Blues came that night, there's a reason why they don't let you have all the information, because it would probably harm you. It would harm you in a way they don't want you to be harmed.
I'm just trying to like this because yeah. So do you think that it was worth doing this session?
Oh, definitely, yes. Definitely, yes.
Are you
Absolutely.
happy for me to put it out there?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
As long as I can also use it as well when I do my writing, write my books.
Yeah, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit it, so I'm going to check it over to make sure that there's nothing personal, because obviously you know I don't do that. We'll edit all that out, and then you give me the go ahead.
Yep.
And we'll put it out. So, okay.
Me writing a book. I'm writing a lot of books.
You don't have to write the book, you know. All you need to do is you need to record it, pass it over.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna pick your brains and Nina Roberts' tomorrow.
That's brilliant. I mean, I finished writing my book. Only the problem for me was my hard drive completely blew. And I thought I'd lost my book and everything, but thankfully some repairman, some genius helped me. Right.
I'll tell you what, my foot's feeling a lot better.